space bar is there to navigate. Hi guys, this will be the elemental class of Maya, the first class. Okay, those who haven't attended, it will be a revision for you guys. If you want to navigate this is how Maya will look if you open up for first time. There will be a additional for palette for tutorials that you can close, and after that you will receive this. Over here by default you will be in Maya Classic. Over here you will find outliner. Here you will find some tools. This is channel box, okay, and this is timeline, and all the files and rest of the menus are at the top. This is the reason once you are entering into Maya, you should have some software's knowledge, otherwise it will take years to finish. Okay, so what outliner does, whatever that are contents that are there in your scene will be present in outliner. Whatever attributes, whatever object that you are creating, its attribute will be present in channel box as well as attribute editor. Here you have few tools only. Selection tools. This is paint selection tool, lasso selection tool. This though we never use. Select and move. Shortcut is W, E and R. W, E, R. E for rotation, R for scale. These are same for Max and Maya. Now viewports. In this you need to switch between your working interface, because you have been using Max Alt W every time. This time just spacebar is more than sufficient, and you just have to go to, you don't have need to even click. You just move your mouse and it simply press spacebar and you will be able to navigate, because while modeling you need to constantly navigate between left, front, side and perspective. Okay, F is the shortcut for focusing. Then to navigate over here, Alt, left click, you will be able to rotate. Alt, right click, you will be able to zoom in, zoom out, and scroll is also there for zoom in, zoom out, and Alt and middle mouse button is there for pan. So you will always have both your hands busy while working Maya. In Max you can do with one hand also. Now if you zoom over here, here we have certain tools that will go. Before that you need to create something over here. To create, we have different elements that we can create in Maya. Over here you can click over here and you can move the palette like this. Okay, so the 3 lines that are coming everywhere, 2 lines, sorry, if you click onto that you will be able to click and bring out the palette. Now if you move it like this, you can see in my Maya it is not sticking to any place. The reason is Maya have got a lock button over here which locks the interface according to your need. So if you think you want to, I forgot. This mouse is gone. Okay, you can simply lock it to avoid dockable palettes. Mouse gone, so I can't do anything. Finally, I am working very hard, I think. And now from here you can open up the palette and now you can start creating. You have three primitive objects, that is polygon primitives, nerves primitive, and then lights, cameras, curves, many things are there, okay, that you can create. Basically we work on polygon primitives. Click on to any of the things and it will be created. One way is like this. Nice. It is not okay. One way is this, you can create. Second way, Maya gives you a liberty that if you are in advanced mode, like that is a control spacebar is the shortcut for that. And if you don't want to use create and all menu, if nothing is selected into your scene, shift right click, you will be able to create object. Okay, so if you want to get a torus sphere, you can create, or now it is selected, so it will show the values of this polygon. So if you have to unselect, shift, and then you will find rest of the items like this. Okay, so this is also very good way in which you, if you are working in detailing like texturing, if you are working on texturing and you need to observe it, you can go to this mode, control spacebar, and you can start modeling or texturing whatever you feel like. So what we have covered till now, Control A is a shortcut for channel box and attribute editor. This is channel box and this is attribute editor. Channel box contains small functional data of your object, and attribute contains all the data of your object. Okay, attribute, here you can see Lambert1 is written. Basically Lambert1 is material that has been assigned, or a shader that has been assigned to this object. So it has all the features like shaders, initial group, polycube, values, segments and all, everything is there, subdivisions, width, height, everything is there. Okay, subdivisions like this. Similarly, if you go into this section, you will find displacement map, mesh controls, tessellation attribute. Over here you can find transformation attributes. Okay, so you not only can move like this, but you can write a value over here also and you can move. This gives you an extra feature which channel box doesn't have, that is of shear. Suppose you want to skew an object into a particular direction, you can simply write 1 and it has been skewed. Okay, so this feature is not available in here. Later on you will realize that it doesn't have many information like limit information and all during the rigging. Okay, so it channel attribute, if you are touching channel attribute, it means you are going into depth of the character or object. Two way I have told you. Third way is from here, tabs. You can find whatever you need to create. Over here you can go and create like this. Suppose you want to create your specific or custom things or custom tools, that also you can do. Over here you can add a shelf. This is called shelf, just like in your kitchen or drawing room. This is a shelf where you keep things. Okay, so one new has already been made. If you click over here, new shelf, and rename it animation tools. Okay, so a new tool, a shelf has been created. Over here you can write animation, you can save animation tools over here. How you can do? Whatever tool that you want to animation, like suppose you want graph set driven key over here, so shift, so control shift, not shift, Control Shift you need to press, and you can, because it has got n numbers of tools: modeling, texturing, lighting, rendering, rigging, dynamics. Many field artists are there who work onto this. So you can organize your tools that you are often using and place it in a new shelf over here. Okay, now let's cover few of the basic things of polymodeling. Suppose you have created an object, press Ctrl A. Ctrl A will give you now channel box. In channel box you will find the translation values, okay, and rotation value. Okay, how you can change? Select and middle mouse button, and you can change that specific value, or you can also write that specific value. You can scale into a particular direction like this, or you can scale. You can also play around with visibility of the object. So object will not be here, but it is present. Okay. On after this section you will find inputs. Inputs, how this object is made up of. So basically it contains the data of subdivisions. What will be the width, height and depth, as well as subdivisions. Okay, and it has got normals also, means UVs also, that will cover later on. Next, after this tab you have a layers tab. Okay, you can specifically add an object. And one more thing, what you can do before going over here, we have feature from 1 smoothness, like 1 to 7 have certain elements attached to it. Let's start with 1. 1 is a normal mode, in which the object will not have any kind of smoothness. 2 will show the previous structure of the object in wireframe mode and the object in smooth mode. 3 will show only in smooth mode. 4 will show only on wireframe mode. 5 will show in text shaded mode. 6 will show in textured mode. 7th will have lighting. So 1 to 7 keys are being assigned to for the object. Okay. Now if you want the wireframe always present, okay, right now if I move it, wireframe is not, means that line, if you click over here, a certain line is visible. If you want that line to be present always, you have a feature over here only, that is wireframe on shaded mode. So click onto it and you will find it. Okay, now let's move these things into separate layer. You can organize your work into separate layer. How you can do that? Select it, layers, create layer from selector, or create empty layer and then add. So whatever, both the things are possible. Create layer from selected. We have one more feature over here, that is called, I'll create a new layer and assign so you can select, and over here you can assign different colors also to the objects. I never use it personally, so you can do it. So this is layer have also certain features, like one, you can do coloring. Second, you can avoid touching it by making it as a reference. So R is for reference. If you click, this is the one. Now it is in reference mode, you cannot touch it. Okay. T will be wireframe mode in reference, and then if you remove it, you can selected. Okay, so this remember, and secondly you can hide also from here also. So from here also you have a feature, from here also you have a feature. Then to hiding you have one more feature, that is called control H. Control Shift H is the shortcut to unhide the last hidden object. Okay, and if there are many objects that has been hidden, simply go to display, show and all. It will show everything that is present into the scene. Okay. For interface, is there anything that I am leaving? You both guys? Means all? Everything almost covered, I think, for interface class?
Change the workspace area.
Okay, workspace, definitely. We can change the workspace according to our requirement. Right now we are in classic mode where timeline is there, channel attributes are there, and you have one more tab over here that you need to know. Okay, first let's go to this tab. As I told you, Maya is being used by different artists. Okay, so from here you can change to modeling if you want modeling parameters to be present. After Windows you will see tabs are changing. Right now modeling tabs are visible. Rigging, so rigging tabs are visible. Animation tabs are visible. FX tabs are visible, like this. Okay, secondly, you can change the interface according to these parameters also. Like if you are using rigging and you want a rigging, you can organize things according to rigging. Okay, so this is, if you are doing FX, you can organize your palette according to FX. There is not specifically FX is there, but XGen is there, that is being covered into that only. Bifrost is there. Okay, Mash is there. Then you have motion graphics. What? Welcome to Maya. Then you have for hair grooming, XGen is there. And then definitely UV editing, that is for texturing and modeling. Modeling you have 2-3 modes. Standard mode. Yeah. And then you have sculpting mode. Then you have sculpting mode in which you can sculpt. Okay, so means Maya is Maya. Okay, so these are those things which are open to you. There are many things which are not visible over here that you can do. Okay, like you can play around with the node editors and all. That comes in very advanced things. Just leave it for the time being. So let's create something. Interface class. That's it. One more thing. Remember, if you have somehow this means change your setup and all, and you don't know how means palettes and all, and you don't know how to reset it, and because it has got various different kinds of shortcuts. Okay, so somehow you have pressed any shortcut and you are not able to understand which shortcut is that, because Maya constantly keeps a log. Okay, so what you can do is you can close Maya, go to my documents. This we are creating, by the way, for 3D challenge. Promotion होते रहना चाहिए. Okay, and over here you can find Maya and just delete this. These are log files. Okay, so whatever that we are doing, it is trying to save that, means interface wise, so that it can become better and better. But if somehow you find it difficult, you can delete it and Maya will reset itself and the new interface will open up in front of you. Your files are not there in documents, don't save it over there, otherwise you can lose that file also while deleting. You can set the documents from here, project, set project. Okay, I will let you know later on. Suppose you are doing something like you have created something, you have applied a texture and all, and everything is being done, animation is being done. Now you want to collect everything, like you have not organized your file. That most people do, not most people, general people, 3D generalists, or those who have not into production line, they do this kind of stuff. Civil students do this kind of stuff. So for those, there is a feature that is called file archive scene. What it does is basically it collects all the information wherever your texture is from, if you have taken it from internet or C drive, D drive, it will collect all it, create a zip file for you and place it. Okay, and you can then take that file from here to there. One thing. Second thing is there, Maya also knows that it crashes. Okay, so there is a feature in this that is called incremental save. Okay, so you can control alt S and whatever, instead of control S, if you are doing saving like A, save, so it here the result will be shown desktop a.mb, it has saved. So control alt and S. You need to change something, by the way. Okay, and now control alt and S. So now you can see it hasn't saved on A, it has kept A as a backup and created one more file for you, that is A01, and you can continue working. So those people who are losing their files because they don't know how to work in Maya. I press Control Alt S now. First thing is we are doing. Second thing is Maya also does it at a certain period of time. It's not like that you only does. So how you can enable that? In save scene, here you have incremental save. You need to enable this thing. You can save up to 20 times and save, and it will start saving your file. Save the automatically. Ask me, just remove it and save scene. So what it will do? Even if you forget, sometimes it will constantly save. But during the saving, suppose you are doing something and suddenly it starts saving, you need to stop the heavy scenes. Okay? Otherwise, it can crash also. So that you need to make sure. So I'll leave this thing as it is. I'm not doing any kind of project right now. So I think basics, these things covers the basic. Okay. Now somebody was asking for image plane. You are asking. You are asking how to import image plane. Somebody was there. I don't remember his name. Okay. So first thing, to create a model, you need to import an image. Okay, or a reference image that you want. Here you don't have to make a plane and apply a texture onto this. You can directly import an image. Go to this, view, image plane, import image. View, import image. Over here also, front end side you can set and start modeling. Okay, so that's it for the interface class.